Hey friend, welcome. I thought at the beginning of the new year, it might be really beneficial to chat a little bit about contentment, what contentment actually means, and am I talking about complacency? If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jen. I'm married to Alex. We have 4 kids. They are 3, 5, 11, and 14, and that's the last time I get to say that because one of my kiddos has a birthday tomorrow. Actually, today, the day you're seeing this, will be her 6th birthday, and that's so much fun. But I like to chat about contentment and what that means in a world that's just full of comparison. And I think sometimes maybe I don't always grasp what it means to be content, what that actually means. And I'm afraid that maybe you or others might think that when I say contentment, what I mean is complacency. And that's not the case. So I do have notes, so please forgive me if I'm, looking down, but I just was kind of jotting down some of my thoughts over the past few weeks and thought we could chat a little bit about that. So I looked up contentment in a dictionary. I probably Googled it. Like Google Dictionary. Is that a thing? I don't know. Okay. So some definitions I came up with are a state of happiness and satisfaction, peaceful ease of mind. I like that a lot. An emotional state of satisfaction drawn from being at ease in one's situation, body, and mind. And it could be a state of having accepted one's situation. That one to me sounds a little bit like complacency, like, this is my lot in life. It's how I'm gonna be for the rest of my life. I just have to be okay with it. I don't think that is contentment. That's not at all what I mean. When I looked in a thesaurus, some synonyms were serenity, satisfaction, fulfillment, and gratification. I looked up a biblical definition, and in the Old Testament, it was moderation and a sense of God's guidance and readiness for obedience. That was from the Theological Dictionary. So I think when we talk about contentment, I often, and maybe you too, I often think kind of one of two extremes, right? I am who I am, whatever. That's the way I am. It's the way I'm always going to be. I'm okay with it. You should be too, right? We kind of think of that extreme, right? The other kind of side of that is like, I have to be perfect. I have to do everything exactly the right way. And I'm constantly striving, right? I think that contentment falls in the middle, right? It falls in the middle. So it's not just whatever, I am who I am. It's not, I have to be perfect and I have to keep always trying to be perfect. It's, I am who God created me to be. And I always want to strive to be who God created me to be. So I always want to do my best in the situation that I'm in, but that doesn't have to mean perfection every time. That doesn't have to mean always going above and beyond. I don't have to just give up and do nothing, right? But I also don't have to constantly be doing everything in order to be perfect. If your natural bent is to just always be going and always be doing and always, opposite of me. That's all I'm saying. That's okay. That's the way God created you. And just because God created me in a different way doesn't mean that that I'm saying that that's bad. I'm not saying that setting goals, I'm not saying that striving to be better, I'm certainly not saying that striving to be better is bad. I'm saying that leaning into who God created you to be, that is the goal of contentment, in my opinion, in my thoughts. So another big piece to this is comparison. We can't compare ourselves to other people, and it's so difficult now, especially we have social media, we have YouTube, we have so many avenues of seeing other people's lives, and the bit that they present to us is their best bit most of the time, right? And so what we see is a teeny tiny glimpse into an edited version of their life, and we think, I can never be like that. I do anyway. Like, God did not create us to be cookie cutters. He didn't go like, oh, I'm going to stamp out all the women in the world, right? He created us in divine design. He created us with uniqueness, with creativity. And how dare I say, God, you messed it up because you didn't make me like her. God created me to be who I am. He created us to be individuals. And so when I am constantly comparing myself to other people, and especially comparing myself to the tiny bit that they show me, that's going to breed discontent in my heart. That is not going to allow me to have serenity, satisfaction, fulfillment, and gratification in my life. So, how do we balance that? I am who I am, whatever. Or I have to be perfect, or I have to be like so-and-so. How do I balance that? So for me, here's a really good example. I'm going to give you some examples from my life and kind of what that looks like for me. And I want to say, first off, I'm not perfect at this by any means. I am probably the first to feel jealousy and discontent, which is why I talk about it, because it's a journey and it's something that I need to change in my life. So an example would be cooking, right? So if you've seen any of my cooking meals, particularly the pork tacos, right? I talked about how I was terrible at cooking, and instead of going, well, whatever, it's just gonna be that way, my cooking's gonna be mediocre, that's just the way it is, I have figured out that what I need are budget-friendly, simple, delicious meals. I don't have 20 meals in my repertoire, right? I have like 5. I have 5 that I've learned to do well. And that's it. And then, when something sounds good or looks good, then I go, oh, that's a good idea. I might do that. Last night, somebody somebody posted on Facebook or it was probably Instagram, I don't know. Somebody posted the lunch that they made, and it was like avocado and eggs and toast and sauteed tomatoes. I was like, oh, that looks delicious, and I could do that. And so you know what? I saved the picture with her little description. I'm going to try that tonight, maybe for lunch, maybe for dinner. I haven't decided. But you know what? I'm not going to stress if my picture doesn't look like hers. I'm just going to try my best and go from there. And if it is a total flop, then tomorrow night I'm going to make chili because I know how to make chili, and my chili's delicious. So with meals, it looks like trying my best, but not freaking out if it's not perfect. In my marriage, what does contentment look like in my marriage? That means knowing what Alex and I need, and doing our best to do that, to follow through with that. We need connected time together in small doses every day. We need connected time together in larger doses every few days, right? And you know what? It might not look like a vacation in the Bahamas, but I have to look at myself and Alex and only us, and make sure that we are doing what is best for our marriage and how God created us together. And stop looking at other people's marriage and comparing ourselves to them, because you and your spouse are not me and Alex. That's just the way it is. What does it look like for motherhood? It means knowing I'm not a super crafty mom and all the Pinterest pages in the world are not going to turn me into a super crafty mom. And what I need to do is make creator boxes for my kids and give them the art supplies and let them go to town. And is it going to look like a cute little penguin with one of those things called cotton balls stuffed all over it? No. But that's okay. I don't need to be posting those on social media. I just need to give my kids the tools to be creative on their own and artistic on their own, because my God created them to be artistic and creative, but I didn't quite get that gene. I have other gifts, and that's okay. Oh, cleaning. Oh boy. So, on Friday, we're gonna do a clean with me video, because this house is a mess. Just over the holidays, stuff has kind of exploded and stuff is a mess. So when it comes to my household and running my household, like, I don't have to have a home management binder and follow that. I just have to do my best to make sure my house is clean and picked up. I don't have to do Fly Lady. I don't have to follow any specific cleaning schedule or once a month cleaning or spend hours and hours cleaning. I just have to do my best to make sure my house is running properly. And that might look different in different ways. And like I said, on Friday, we'll talk a little bit more specifically about that. So for homeschooling is kind of the same as, the crafty stuff. There are so many curriculums and things out there. I have to lean into who God created me to be as a mom, and not worry about what other people say that I need to do. What does that mean for YouTube? I feel like this is a really good example, honestly. So, I'm new at this. This is my 4th month doing this, I think. And my thumbnails aren't the best, and my editing isn't great, and my lighting's always off. And today I have shadows behind me, and I could stress out about that and worry about it and not post videos because of it. But instead, I'm okay with what I'm doing today, and I'm learning more and learning how to do things better. I just enrolled in a YouTube class so that I can learn how to do these things better. But I'm not worried about them being perfect. And I'm certainly not letting that perfectionism and that desire to be perfect stop me from doing the things that I want to do. So, my life, your life, doesn't have to look like anybody else's. It just has to look like my life. But I want to do things in my life to the best of my ability without stressing me out. You know what? I think that's probably the best way that I can say that about contentment. My life might not look like yours, but I'm going to do my life to the best of my ability without stressing me out. I'm going to do me the way God created me to be without getting stressed. My tea is almost gone. So I think that means I've talked enough. I would really love to know how you define contentment, how you measure contentment in your life. Let me know in the comments and we can chat about it a little bit more. And, you know, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that your new year is starting off wonderfully and that you can find contentment in your life. If you've enjoyed hanging out with me, please give me a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't yet. I would really appreciate that as I try to grow my channel here on YouTube in 2022. Can't even believe it. You can always check out another video as well. There's one right here. I make videos on homemaking, motherhood, and marriage. And I really just pray for you this year that you would be able to find contentment in your life as you are seeking contentment, as you are going towards your goals and your aspirations for the new year. Please remember that you are okay just the way you are. I'll see you soon.